You know the accident up there?
Yeah.
The lady, she broke her neck.
Oh my God, where is she?
Standing next to my window.
Not every gift.
Is anyone there?
Is a blessing. The Sixth Sense.
Please make them leave.
I'm working on it.
Hey everybody, it's vlog time. Oh, let's talk briefly about M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong, shall we? It's doing a bit of a movie marathon tonight. Whole bunch of new stuff came out and is now available on Netflix, and a movie I haven't watched in several years. One of the first, The Sixth Sense. I remember seeing this movie when it came out late on a school night. When I was still in high school. I believe I was in high school. It came out in 96, 97 or something like that. And I remember the movie just blew me away. It scared the hell out of me, and it had that amazing emotional twist there at the end, which I'm sure everybody knows by now, but just in case you don't, I'm not going to spoil it for you. I just wanted to talk briefly about it, because, I have this weird thing. Maybe it's because I've become so cynical in my old age, old age. I'm only in my mid-30s. But I've always found it odd, I guess obviously for me, in that whenever I'm watching a movie with a very emotional scene, that's meant to make you cry, that maybe it's because I, get a little choked up at it, but I mean, it doesn't feel like a choke up. It feels like I'm, like I'm struggling not to laugh, like I do that, and that's a very horrible reaction for somebody to have, especially to a situation like that. And, and I was watching this movie again, and, and there's that whole emotional release there at the end with your characters, Cole, a very young Haley Joel Osment, who's talking to his mother, and then especially at the end with Bruce Willis and his estranged wife, and it really got to me, and I haven't had a movie for a long time that made me, well up with tears in my eyes in probably a long time. I mean, maybe since Lord of the Rings, but even then, I don't really remember, having that. I think I briefly had that during, and this is probably going to sound cheesy and stupid, during the whole big climax of Titanic, but even then, and I was in a room surrounded by women, very young women, too, and, and I was the only guy in the room, which was weird. And I remember I got maybe like one tear in one eye just kind of welled up, and then that was it. And meanwhile, everybody else in the room was bawling and crying, "Leonardo's dead! Leonardo's dead!" And sorry if I ruined a 20-year-old movie for you, but and it's funny too because it's a very well-paced movie, and it's got, very good acting. You can sense a few of those very early Shyamalan tropes in there, where he has people not really acting like people. Like they'll use particular type of words that normal people would probably never use, in a normal conversation or anything like that, but it's not as, I guess, as overused as it later is in his other movies. And I've only ever really seen a few of his other movies, but from everything I've seen and heard, I mean, I watched, the only other movies of his that I've seen at great length was, I watched Unbreakable. And I've only seen it once, and I remember I liked it. I wonder if I were. I actually wonder if I was able to go back and rewatch it now, if I would still like it, or if I would be like, I'm not really sure how I feel about it, sort of thing. I know Signs was one that was a bit of a kind of a falling off point, and Signs, and again, I haven't seen Signs all the way through, nor have I seen The Village all the way through or Lady in the Water, but when I was working at the movie theater at the time and Lady in the Water was there, I remember seeing good chunks of it that made me go, this movie looks like a steaming pile of shit. Just because of a lot of the dialogue and then everything that I was hearing, and then especially the idea of a grass monster. I remember that being just very silly because all it was it was a dog, or it was a type of wolf, but it was, you know, it was a dog or a wolf, and it was a grass monster. But whatever. And then, you know, the whole thing with the Avatar movie, and somehow he managed to fuck that up, apparently. And I mean, again, I haven't seen it all the way through, but everything that I have seen is just made me go, yeah, that movie looks like shit. And seems like everything else that he's done lately has just been either mediocre or just shit. And it's just kind of funny how maybe only a few of his movies at the beginning, and I imagine that for a lot of his early work, that it probably wasn't just him, you know, who, oh, well, I just did all this. No, I'm sure he probably had editors and producers all around him telling him, no, we're not doing that, that's stupid. But who really knows? But now that he's kind of a big name, he kind of gets to do whatever the hell he wants. Nobody really questions him, you know, because he was dubbed kind of the new Steven Spielberg of the time with Signs, but man, you kind of can't help but wonder, like, was that really all him, or was that also probably a good line of producers and editors or whoever that were around to go, no, that idea is stupid, we're not doing it. Who really knows? But one thing I will say is it's still a pretty damn good movie and worth checking out. And if you have a Netflix streaming account, it's on there right now. The other day I had rented the movie Ex Machina, but I never got around to watching it, and it was due back the other day, so I had to take it back, which kind of sucked, but hopefully I can rent it again some week and maybe do a vlog on that and maybe talk about that for a little bit and maybe some other stuff. I really want to rent the new Mad Max movie as well, but I'm a little short on cash. So, and for all I know, I wouldn't be able to rent a physical copy right now. I'm sure the minute it comes out, it's going to be rented out, or who knows. So, yeah, this was me doing another retrospective about a 20-year-old movie that has aged pretty well and still pretty damn good. You know, and still got that really good emotional weight to it, too. So, well, anyway, this has been me rambling. I'm going to try and edit in the trailer in here. Might not be able to. It'll probably get copyrighted or blocked, or who knows. But, well, here's hoping. Hope that you guys have enjoyed. See you next time.